Welcome back to the Headspace. I'm Dave. It's the channel's the Headspace. This is the springboard episode. I found out the word I was looking for was springboard. So this is episode 2, and whatever it may entail. Thanks for being here, and a great day. So I was thinking about what I was talking about yesterday and the things I got wrong, because that's what the memory does. We have memories of memories. Isn't that weird? So here's what I screwed up on, and then I'll grab some cards and see where we go today. So the Empath, I was wrong on the writer of that. Sherry Lewis wrote Lights of Zetar, or Zetar, or whatever. I also screwed up the pronunciation of the aliens in the episode The Empath. They are called, I don't really remember now. Damn, I let myself down on that one. Vians. That's what they were called. Lamb Chop was the name of the sock puppet. Sherry Lewis and Lamb Chop, not Lamb Chuck. That sounds like a, never mind. Nothing I would want to consume. Friday's Child was one of my favorite TOS episodes that I would highly recommend. That's when I was talking about the big hats and the hair that comes down on it. That's an amusing sight. I recommend Friday's Child. Yeah, that's what I have on my screw ups that I can remember. I'm not going to go back and watch it. It's painful enough just to do it. Again, this is brainstorming for me. It's almost therapeutic for my audience of me. There we go. So I got these cards over here I'm looking at. I'm going to give them a shot. And I also brought it yesterday was the About Trivia. And now I have some Seen It cards that I'm, maybe randomly picking up. And I haven't given up on these because although it is tiny font that I can't really read. And I hate it when it's white on dark here because then my eyes just go nuts, right? I want to give all of it a try. So let's see where the trivia springboard takes us today. As I randomly, now these are simple ones. I'm not even looking at them, right? Because I don't want to be like that. So these are the Seen It tracks. So we'll see. I've picked the card. The card is here. Of course, you can read the answers on the back while I read the questions. How about we do that? In the Voyager episode, author, although I don't know if anyone cares to play along at home. This was all about me, right? So if I give you time to answer, so maybe I'll get another card. So we're not going to talk about the holographic doctor on Voyager right now. Ooh, I picked this one up by mistake. I hate these green ones. All right, I'm gonna commit. And I'm going to cover it up like this. Now, the thing about these trivia game questions, there are multiple choices. Maybe I won't need one. See, I cannot read this. And these are reading glasses, right? God, this is horrible. And it's not the light. Something lived for a while on planet Gault. Oh, the Rashenkos. Okay, so now because I can't read every word on the question because it's so tiny font, I'm now reading for context. So now I realize what this question is. This is a next gen card, and that's what we picked today. The Rashenkos, as we all know, are Worf's adopted parents. Also, Paul Sorvino, older brother. What is that episode's name? Damn. Paul Sorvino's in it. It's season 7 in Next Gen. They go to, it's a great episode. I just wish I could remember it. Not sure I'll remember it later on. And if I do, maybe I'll even title this episode with the episode that I cannot now remember. I think this is going to get old quickly, but this is the headspace. This is how my brain works. I think I need to have this dialogue with the green light. And I know I often don't look at the green light when I'm thinking. I have to stay focused on the green light. Oh, the question. you may need to be reminded of. The Rishenkos lived for a while on planet Gault. What was this planet known as? Now, I'm sure the multiple choice questions will make this initial the answers, the multiple choice answers for this question will give it larger context. Because but I'm gonna act like they're not there. I think, you know, what was this planet known as? I think it was an agricultural planet. I don't think I know, because that comes from season 1 TNG, Heart of Glory. That's where we first see the rebooted TNG Klingons, which again would be nothing like the season 3 Klingons. And of course, the TNG Klingons that we know about, those come out of season 5. Let's see what those options were. Did you enjoy having the time to not answer those questions? This isn't about the questions. This is about the springboard. We love the springboard, right? I'm not going to forget the word today. Should I keep my glasses on and off? See, I'll stop. Okay. A warrior's world, a farm world, or a science world. So, I mean, that's pretty basic. So thanks, Trek Trivia Game. Yes, a farm world or an agricultural community. It's what we're dealing with the planet Gault. Gault, G-A-U-L-T. Very creative name for planet, I must say. I still can't think of the name of the Paul Sorvino episode. Good episode though. Okay, second small font question on the next gen card. Hold on, let me try this. I'll try a flashlight if the lighting is that bad. Oh, this is a little bit better. Let's try this. What dish did, oh, it's about the whole, this is an entire episode question. All right. What dish did Helena Rishenko learn to prepare for Worf? I think it was blood pie. And that was in episode season 4, right after Best of Both Worlds. What was it? It was called Home. I could be wrong on that. But the options given for this question is a prune pudding, roe keg blood pie. I was not specific enough. I'm sorry, I apologize. And then roasted targ was the answer for option number 3, roasted targ. This is a springboard to nothing. I'm trying to think of any issues that I'd want to come up on this. Nothing comes to mind. So yeah, roasted targ. No. Klingons don't do much for me. I don't think I've ever been a big fan. I like the Worf character because he goes across so much of Trek. And I admire Michael Dorn on a lot of levels too. But there were way too many Klingon episodes. And I think the best Klingon episodes were in Deep Space Nine. You got to do a little more with that. You know, that's a good springboard discussion for all kinds of episodes. The ins and outs of Deep Space Nine. Some of the best and maybe some of the worst Trek, but overall the best. That's the good news. And I've been patiently awaiting a HD remaster that I know is not going to come. I don't know why Paul Allen just can't finance it himself. I mean, he's got all this Trek stuff on tour across the 48s. Okay, we're still on the Rishenkos. This is a whole Worf's parents related question. Okay. Yeah, they were a fun bunch. They were funny. They were amusing. You know, when you think of Worf, you really don't consider, you know, the parents would be that way, but it's good. Adopted parents. Okay, where did Sergei Rishenko find Worf as a child? Well, I discussed this last episode. We all know that Worf was a survivor of the Kittimer massacre. but I don't remember what ship that Sergei Rishenko was like the a chief on. That bugs me. All right. So the options were homeless on the Klingon homeworld, B, on a Romulan slave ship, and C, the wreckage of Kittimer. So, you can look up the Kittimer thing. What am I talking about here? All right. I'm not feeling it today, but I think I want to commit, and that's what I'm doing. So thank you for committing with me, because I'll be the only one viewing this again, or a year from now. The Rishenkos kept Worf's son Alexander for a year and sent him back to his father because I think they thought they were too old and just couldn't take care of a kid like Alexander, whose mom had died, and he was going nuts. And I don't think that they never did much with Al. He's always a problematic character. You wanted him there, he wasn't there, and then he was. I didn't like how that ended. I think they did a Deep Space Nine, and I don't know how oh yeah, they did something with the future Alexander. It didn't quite come off. And they did that Lexus voice guy actor who. Yeah. Okay, so the options are Alexander had a hard time adjusting to life on Earth. Yes, that's the answer. Alexander was dying. Well, no, Alexander. Get a question that's at least close to what. Okay, Alexander killed one of his playmates. See, this isn't. They're not even trying here. Why give the multiple choice? What's if you didn't have the multiple choice, maybe people could read your damn card. Yeah? No, okay. And the last question about Worf's parents today on this exhausting card. The Rishenko's other son Nikolai was played by what actor? Well, I had already answered that. I love how I anticipate the question down the road. This is Paul Sorvino. You might know him from Law and Order. Was he in The Stuff? The Stuff is a fine, bad 80s movie. The Stuff. It's a recommendation. I'm going off course here, but yes, Paul Sorvino. The other options were Ray Liotta or Lay Liotta, as I would like to, and someone I've never heard of. So I'm not even gonna touch that. So that was the, this would have given me an idea had I looked at the card, but the point is not to look at the card. The point is just to go and see where the card leads us. So that's a discussion on Worf. Well, no, that's the beginning of a discussion on Worf in general. I think there was, again, a lot to the character. When you're watching Deep Space Nine, and if you've been watching it in order, you see how important this entire character, is to a lot of the next gen Deep Space Nine world. He becomes as influential as Spock in terms of here's the outsider looking in and trying to make sense of what all these humans are doing. And you can have a lot of fun with Worf. Not so much fun with all the Klingon stuff. Not to say I found it that I didn't like it. I just wasn't into it like a lot of folks. It's kind of too much for me. I don't have much to say about Klingons today. Yeah, I mean, they're necessary because you need the heavies, right? And then, the redeeming your heavies to be something else. And then you can explore their culture with the Batlets and all the Dan Curry stuff. Great. We're never going to have a discussion about Trek without discussing Klingons. So there you have it. So that's Worf's parents. What is a 7-season episode? Homeward? I think Homeward is the name. Yeah, I would recommend that. I found that to be a really good episode. Deals with the prime directive issues in the next generation landscape of should we just let the planet the people on the planet die because it's a natural happenstance. And Paul Savarino says, no, I'm going to save these people. And he saves the people. And then hilarity ensues throughout the rest of the episode. And it's the only episode where we get to see Michael Dorn not look like a Klingon. And in a way, he can do more with his face because he doesn't have all that makeup on. But it's a good episode. I would recommend it. It's 7th season. It's Homeward. That's the name of the episode. Good episode to look into today. You know, some days you get the cards and some days you don't. And man, I wish there was more of a mix. But that's why you have those cards. So that's my first specific next gen card. How was that? It's not going to make me go and watch Homeward tonight. Like last night when I wanted to go watch Empath, and I gave a watch again. And I'd forgotten how it ended and really why, but I kind of, we watch, you know, I'm going to go back on Empath because I've been thinking about that all night. That's a good, that one shot, because they didn't have any money in the 3rd season of TOS. That one shot like it's on a stage. It's a play. And it's an atypical TOS episode. You don't see Shatner hamming it up too much. Yeah, I mean, it's worth a view. Don't tell me what you think below. No one's going to watch this. This is just for me. Okay, I'm going to give the scene it one more time. I'll do maybe 15 minutes left here, and I can get on with my day. I want to finish up. I think pretty soon I'm going to finish up Headlong Flight. My work is done for the day. I'm going to start again tomorrow. I'm reading Headlong. I read about 13 books at the same time. I just spend a day with each book, so I can remember more. Then I write about them. That's my deal. But I'm reading that at the same time I'm reading Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. And I have not seen the movie because I'm not a big fan of Tarantino movies. But I am a fan of his enthusiasm about movies, and I like him on that level. And this is working for me too. Okay, that's my off Trek digression. The scenic questions, here they are. The first one, very basic. Who is the Squire of Gothos? This is a TOS question. Have you the answer at home? All right, yeah, so we know this is Trelane. Trelane's like an early version of Q. Peter David did a novel putting Q and Trelane together. I did not read it, but it's, I think it's called Q Squared. Don't know the year, but it's a talked about novel. So that's for you Trek book folks. You want to give it a go. You can't go wrong with Peter David works, from his comics to his comic commentaries to his sci-fi works. Although the last Peter David book I read, comic, was Battlestar. It was BSG versus BSG, where he attempts to. Well, his attempt is fine. It's the artist that goes off the rails, but he's trying to bring the two Battlestar Galactica series together and meet up, as you do in comics. And that would have been great, except the artist really was not familiar with either of the series. So the artist is depicting the wrong characters in the wrong series, doing the wrong things. So it is a fine mess. Not necessarily Peter David's fault. You know, when the money truck comes, you do the project. You're only in control of so much. All right, so that's Trelane. That's from the Squire of Gothos. I like Squire of Gothos. That's a first season TOS episode that I go back to again and again. I like the feel of it. I like those early TOS episodes for the most part, because you still had that mystery there. Yeah, I'll have to think more about, what it is about. Some good lines in there. He's doing a little march in German. He's petulant. Yeah. Oh, hey, Case. That's my little calico down there. All right. Hey, another theme from last time. What militant species first appeared in the original episode, The Balance of Terror? And I talked about that on episode 1. I feel like, even though I have all these cards, I'm going to get old real fast on these. Yes, Balance of Terror, First Romulans, episode 1, portrayed by Mark Leonard, soon to be Spock's dad, Sarek. I don't know why I even blanked out on that one. Don't blame me. I was thinking about Sirach. The names are very close. Of course, we see Sarek again in Star Trek 3 and Star Trek 4. And I have a lot to say about Star Trek 4 one of these days. I'm thinking I'm gonna after I'm done brainstorming for a few episodes here, I've got some things to say about Trek, and Star Trek 4 plays a key role in that. And only like 5 minutes from Star Trek 4 is really foundational. Putting together some stuff on that. What's the question again? Oh, this was about Romulans. Okay, yeah. See episode 1 for more Romulans. Christopher Lloyd played Krug in the movie The Search for Spock. What 80s sci-fi trilogy did he also appear as a mad scientist? This isn't even worthy of answering, because we all know that you wouldn't be watching this channel without that. But if you are, maybe you just find some morbid fascination. You know, that's what we're looking at in this. So that's the Seen It world. I don't know who the audience is for this. That's a large departure from the specific Trek trivia game world. And you know, my instincts on episode 1 to go to all about Trek. This is where my instincts belong. So next time I do this, I'm pulling one of these questions, because you know, I got that half an hour from that one card, and it's difficult to repeat magic like that. But also, I got to look at see this. This one's worth mentioning before I go. This is the Trekkie trivia. This is the eBay find, right? But it's like game 1 and 2 of 39. 39 what? I don't know. But I was looking through these just to get a sense, and they're all coded with the TOS episode name that is referenced in each card. And I swear there's like 10 cards just on Mudd's women alone. Not Trek at its finest. In fact, you know, that's such an early TOS episode that when I was showing them in order with you know, my partner, she was almost didn't want to watch Trek again thanks to Mudd's women. That's a difficult kettle of fish to deal with. So that's part 2. All right, that was my therapy for today. I'd like to thank myself for sponsoring this. So we're sponsored by No One and Nothing. When you need nothing from no one, look into nothing, and hit those links below. Okay. Now, you know, I just not feeling. I'll try to get my energy back later on, but you know, this is worth putting up there. Just put up there. Not every day is going to be a winner. What kind of prop should I put up so it could be the YouTube? I think I already did it. It's going to look like that. It had nothing to do with Star Trek, because I had the book, and yeah, I'll start doing some stuff if this gets any traction. But you know, I'm just doing this for myself, because why not? Among the millions and billions, I am but one. Hey, that's all I have today. So toodles, everybody. Bye-bye.